sir. I understand that you have 3 funerals across the constituency today.
Yes.
Well, condolences to you, Mr. Young. Just as a matter of background, I am from your constituency in Manchester. I won't tell you exactly where I am from. My understanding, Mr. Young, is that you are training prospective farm workers, and it is causing some controversy there. Why would you need to do that, Mr. Young?
Thank you to your listeners, and thank you for having me this morning to give me a chance to clear the air and to make some things absolutely understandable for persons.
Yes, sir.
So let me just give you a quick background to say that ever since my initial entry into the constituency in 2025, I've always seen the neglect that people, especially young people, are encountering. The lack of opportunities, the lack of skills training center, just basically a neglect and which causes frustration for the young people and making them feeling a sense of hopelessness. And so over the years, from as far back as 2021, I set about creating various types of training, which should lead to both job placement as well as business creation. So it's nothing new really, and I do this primarily through an organization called Central Jamaica Social Development Initiative, as we do this in partnership with stakeholders or agencies. Now, just to say, we do training for young people in entrepreneurship, in agriculture, in the hospitality sector, and having trained them, we look employment for them, or we assist them in starting their businesses. With respect to this specific farm work training program, we market it as a farm work training program, but the ultimate vision behind it is to upskill the youth.
Why, Mr. Young, why did you market it as a farmer? It's a very attractive prospect, especially for young men. So everybody wants to go on the farmer program. Why did you do that?
Okay. A lot of young men, when they hear training, sometimes they're hesitant. Most of the training that we do, the females gravitate towards it and overshadow the men. Almost all of the training program and you see it in other organizations or agencies, or even in the formal education sector. A lot of our females outpace our men. Now, we wanted to do 2 kinds of training. One was a heavy duty equipment training, which we intend to bring on stream. And we want to do it because we find the young men are more inclined towards mechanical and hands-on experiences. And where the farm work training program is concerned, we wanted to do an agriculture program with them, but we want them to understand that this can benefit them should an opportunity arise for them to travel, to go work overseas. And since a lot of them do ask about it, and I have assisted some in the past by virtue of asking a neighboring member of parliament or so to assist me to help these young people. And by the way, sometimes when you get an opportunity for a person to go overseas to work, sometimes they go to the interview and they don't do so well. And they come back and you hear that they failed. And when they failed, if you're not careful, you too feel a sense of concern, of frustration. You understand what they're going through. And so it is imperative in my mind that nothing is wrong with a mechanism. In fact, there should be a mechanism in place to prepare our young people to take advantage of any opportunity that might arise. So the training program, the farmer training program, as we call it, it includes 3 main areas. And by the way, they will receive 3 certifications upon completion. And the 3 areas are in what you call it, finance management, crop production, and customer service. Within the customer service training, they understand how to sit in interviews, how to prepare themselves for interviews. Within the crop production training, they understand how to plant crops, various kinds of crops, including vegetables. They understand post-harvesting techniques. They understand, or they are trained in fertilizer application, chemical application, and so forth. And in the finance management, as its name suggests, they are trained, guided as to how to manage their finances, how to invest and so forth. So
yes, Mr. Young, but you don't get farmer cards, sir.
And that's the point. Whilst I don't get it like the MP does or MPs do, it does not stop me from asking a neighboring MP to say, assist this or that or these young people, which I've done before, as I said.
You mean you're asking other MPs to give farmer tickets to people in your constituency?
So they don't give the cards anymore. What I've asked them to accept the names of persons from the constituency I'm seeking to represent and say, help these persons for me. They want to be able to make something so they can build their houses and achieve their dreams. So yes, I've even written to the Ministry of Labor and asked for consideration for these young people. But primarily, I've asked neighboring MPs to say, can you assist this person for me or that person for me? So it's what I have done. And I'm sure that other candidates or MP aspirants would reach across borders and ask neighbors to help your people.
Yes, so how many people do you have in this farmer training program, Mr. Young?
Presently, we have 70 young persons in the program.
Yes, and my understanding is that by most you will get 45 farmer cards. But then, Mr. Young, is this not a little bit of a contradiction? Because if you get 45 farmer cards, you're not expected to give it to all laborites.
Of course not, and neither are.
And are these men in the program? Are they laborites? Are they supporters of you?
Of course not. In many instances, many of them has either never voted before, or has no interest of voting, or they are from PNP homes, or they have largely been associated with the People's National Party. It doesn't matter.
No, Mr. Young, are you asking us to believe that the men in your training program
and women
are supporters of the PNP?
Absolutely. There are persons there who support the other side. Just as how when we do the housekeeping or the entrepreneurship or the other agriculture training programs, there are persons who enter these programs with PNP history. It doesn't matter. In fact, just to go further and say, people come to my office and they want job placement or they want scholarship assistance or they want housing assistance, and I can provide a few bags of cement or so forth. I mean, whilst I would be interested to know where they are from geographically, but to a large extent, I would suspect that they are from PNP oriented families. It doesn't matter. I mean, I remember one young lady very vividly. I don't even want to call the school that she's now attending. Yes. But I know her mom is PNP. I mean, the mother told me categorically that she is PNP, and I didn't care, because the fact of the matter is I have an opportunity to help a young lady fulfill her dreams as a teacher. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to sidestep you. I'm not going to vilify you and deny you an opportunity because your father or mother is PNP. I'm here to serve, and I intend to serve everybody and serve as best as I can. So these young people, as I'm telling you about in the farmer training program, they come from different backgrounds, are from different views, and some have no views politically.
Yes, but the training programs that you do across the constituency, Mr. Young, Are these people given jobs after they're finished training, or it's just part of your public relations campaign?
Well, you know, it is hardly public relations campaign to be very factual with you. When you enter a community and you see stark poverty facing you, you see
there is stark poverty in Northwest Manchester.
Well, I was talking in 2020 when I just entered. Things are changing now. And when you entered and you see poverty, you see young people who have fallen out of high school. They never get to graduate. They never get to finish high school because of early pregnancy or because of getting into some deviant behavior, which landed them in trouble. They never get to have subjects, and they don't have subjects. And that in itself put them on a cycle or a downward spiral rather. You're touched to do something. You feel it is your natural and God-given inclination to do something about it. Whether you can seek jobs for them or send them back to school or provide some kind of training for them, but you do something. So I do something when I come across these situations. And because of the numbers that I saw before me of young people needing a way out and needing opportunities, I set about creating programs that can absorb them. Sir, it's not because the government say I should, and it's not because a church said that I should, you know, it's because I saw the need to. And so I set about partnering with different agencies and organizations to empower, upskill, train, and get these young people certified. And
Yes.
I want to just make a point that it gives me a personal sense of fulfillment when I see a young woman step onto a platform and receive a certification in, for example, housekeeping or commercial food prep or nail tech or cosmetology, or a young man get a certificate in butchering, right? And or in entrepreneurship, he gets his certificate level 2 in entrepreneurship. He writes up under your guidance for grant funding, and he gets $350,000, and I'll have that invested in his or her business, and then begin to turn that around. When you see these persons' faces, you see that they have acquired a new sense of purpose. You see that their lives have changed and they find new meaning. You feel fulfilled. I feel a sense of fulfillment. So for me, it's not about PR, as you might imagine. It's not about bigging up my chest to say, oh yes, I am doing this, I'm doing that. It's really for me about the change first.
Yes, sir. And you have been going around the constituency, Mr. Young, quote unquote, baptizing PNP members. Why are you doing that?
But it's not just PNP members I baptize. I also
they say you are the evangelist there. I've met some people that they said you have been able to, and you publicly do it, Mr. Young. Why do you don't think that can cause some amount of fractiousness in the constituency? Why are you publicizing these people switching from PNP to your side?
Right. And I was going to tell you, so it's not just PNP. We baptize those who don't know view as well. But the fact of the matter is, those PNP persons who come and say, Damion Young, I see the work that you are doing, and Northwest Manchester needs a change. And we are willing to be a part of the change. I receive them with welcome arm because I understand their language. I know what they're saying. I sense the frustration. I sense the fact that they long for something different. They want more for their community. So yes, we baptize them. And we baptize them because we are saying to them, yes, a part of it, that now is public relations. But another part of it is to say, we welcome you. And we welcome you with loving, open arms. We welcome you to the flock where you can not just see your lot change in life, but you can eventually reach your full potential. because we're going to direct you into opportunities that will benefit you. So we welcome them, and we welcome them because the truth is the constituency is crying out for a change.
Okay, Mr. Young, what is it that you are offering to the people of Northwest Manchester should they decide to elect you as Member of Parliament? What is the difference that you are going to bring that Phillips is now not doing? What is Damion Young offering Northwest Manchester?
That's an excellent question. Earlier on, I was on a different program, and I was explaining that why people, and not just young people, but why people overall will choose me instead of the PNP is because in Damion Young, they see someone who has the capacity, the capability, the propensity to create change, the determination, and someone who has already begun to design programs and projects such as the construction of a food processing plant, projects such as reconstructing the health clinic in Mile Gully so that it can be transformed into a Type C hospital.
Yes.
In Damion Young, they see someone who intends to harvest water from the noisy river or from the wells in Evergreen, have it treated and piped to the communities, in particular to the town of Mile Gully and surrounding districts. The township of Mile Gully has no water after 57 years of PNP leadership. The high school in the constituency, which is the sole high school, has no running water. Likewise, the clinic and the primary school health center. And so the fact of the matter is, there is a lot to be done in Northwest Manchester for people's lives to begin to take on new meaning, for people to believe and see that they are living in a modern day and to feel that they are living in a modern era. There is a whole lot to be done. And that is what they believe Damion Young will take to the table and has been demonstrating after 4.5 years.
Yeah. Give me your concept, Mr. Young, of representation. It is commendable, I must say, based on what I'm hearing about you, that you have been able to represent the people. You go into Gordon House. What is your concept of representation for Northwest Manchester? What is it that you would put on the table in a constituency debate? What would you say?
Well, I will be outlining what are the major things that I need to accomplish for the constituency.
Yes.
I stand in Gordon House. I see myself in Gordon House as you asked me that question. And I see myself advocating through my presentation on what the constituency needs for it to be transformed in terms of the improvement to the road network, in terms of the building out of the health clinic into a Type C hospital, in terms of the water harvest and piping that needs to be done across the constituency.
Yes, sir.
I see myself advocating for the resources to retrofit the community centers, almost all of which are closed now and are being harvested by wasps and are being subjected to...
Sorry, the community centers are being used by WAS. Who is WAS?
The community centers are overtaken with wasps. A lot of
what
them.
What are you saying to me?
A lot of them are in various stages of disrepair. For example, the community center in Clarkstown. When you pass there on the highway, Winston Jones Highway, and you look over there, you might see a structure, but you don't know that there are no furniture inside. You don't know that they have no water there. You don't.
But this
know
is
that
a gross dereliction of duty, Mr. Young.
Or if you drive through Mile Gully and you see the community center on your right-hand side heading to the town, and you might see a structure there, but you don't know that they don't even have bathroom facilities there, because though it was constructed, things have broken down and left in a state of disrepair. You don't know that they have no water inside there or proper seating arrangements. You don't know that ordinarily people can't get it for training or for classes. It's always closed. All that happens there is that they will use the play field for sports competitions, but it is so limited as to what they can do there. Or if you go to Evergreen or anywhere else you go, the community centers are all left in various states of disrepair. I hear that one of the community centers in Greenville is used as a studio, but I don't really see anything coming out of it. I don't hear anybody bussing because they have been through that studio. But I hear that they are doing recording there. But overall, it's talk and it's really no action. And I look at the community centers myself because I wanted to use some of them. When I was doing the entrepreneurship training, by the way, we have to do it online. And when I just started it, I wanted to use one of the community centers, right? And I go to Clarkstown, I couldn't get access to it because I hear it says PNP control the key and what have you. Eventually I push and I gain access. And I realized—
You break down the place, Mr. Young?
No. We pressure and pressure until we gain access.
Pressure.
Because I was saying it is not a PNP place. It is for the people, right? And the keys or the control of it should be by a community group, a civic group, or at best by the SDC. So eventually find out who was holding the keys. And we said, open up and let's see inside so we can audit and see if it can facilitate the classes. And they couldn't. No furniture. We wanted to do a housekeeping program there. Well, there's nowhere in the constituency that we could have housed the hospitality training program because of the fact that you would need bed and linens and running water and stuff like that. And so what we had to do is not so much try to get the keys to the community centers anymore or evict the WAS, but was to instead make an arrangement with a local hotel. And thanks be to God, they facilitated us to use their hotels to do the training. So we have been training persons at the hotel for the last 2 years or so in housekeeping. And where the entrepreneurship program is concerned, we had to go online with it because we couldn't get access to a decent community space, all in a state of disrepair. And my vision and intention is to ensure that every community center in that constituency, the nod, is to ensure that they are utilized for any number of skills training facility. For example, the one in Clarkstown near to Battersea, I intend to have that as the primary location to do housekeeping and commercial food preparation so it can be retrofitted. Or the one in my gully, we would in consultation with the community look at doing various kinds of skills training such as construction, tiling, plumbing, and so forth. But in my view, every community center must be a zone of specialized training. Yeah. One of the community centers I want to do auto repairs, motor vehicle repairs.
Yes. By the way, Mr. Young, what is your training, sir?
I am an educator by profession. I was trained at the Micro Teachers College. Then I pursued my degree in project management through IUC and Sheffield University in UK, and went on to study public sector management at the University of the West Indies. But primarily, I see myself as a teacher.
You know, sir, I must tell you this. Listeners, I have never heard a more comprehensive vision for a constituency than I have heard from this man. Yeah, Mr. Young, I'm not trying to big you up, sir, but I sat here listening to you, and I'm telling you the truth. I have never heard a member of parliament in Jamaica's history with the type of in-depth analysis, solutions for a constituency as I've heard from Mr. Young this morning. That's why I asked you, what is your training, sir? I'm impressed with just how much you understand what needs to be done for people at the constituency level. You know, sir, I think that a lot of people want to get into politics to become ministers of government. Yes, and I sense from you that you understand what representation is about. Before you go, Mr. Young, the last time the Jamaica Labour Party won that seat was in 1983. I think Stafford Horton. It has voted predominantly for the People's National Party ever since. What gives you confidence this time that the ground is going to shift and you'll take the seat?
That's an excellent question. Excellent question. And the primary reason that gives me confidence is what the young people say to me. For example, I was talking to a young man this morning from Greenmount. His name is Orlando. There's nothing bad I'm going to say about him, so I can call his name. And he said to me, Mr. Young, why we all gravitate to you is because, well, he used the word vision. You give us vision. You are the vision for Northwest Manchester. In his own words, he's explaining. I think what distinguishes me and will give me a great chance in Northwest Manchester is because I bring to the table not just hope, but I demonstrate that hope can be realized. So it's sincere hope that can be realized. It's ambition. I bring ambition to transform long hands and nothing else behind it. I come with an ambition to lift up and to transform the life of people. And they realize that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you. I can hear you. Sir.
I'm breaking up?
No, you're not breaking up at all.
That is what gives me a fighting chance. The fact that I come with ambition, with a plan of action. I have crafted carefully a constituency development plan in consultation with the people. They have brought me around and they have shown me what is it that they want me to do to uplift and change the trajectory of their constituency. And when they show me, for example, the juice factory up in Huntley, which PNP built and abandoned, built with taxpayers' money, and abandon it and leave those brand new equipment in there to rust on the plastic. They show it to me and they said, we would like you to do something about this. We would like you to ensure that this factory is reopened. Is open because it was never opened. We would like you to open this factory. We would like you to help us to get jobs at this factory. We would like that you open the factory so we can get to sell our carrots and mangoes and other kinds of fruits. When they show me Noisy River, they say Noisy River has potential for tourist attraction and for local entertainment. They say Noisy River holds great potential as an area where people can socialize and relax. They say you can harvest the water at Noisy River because it's coming from the hills of the Cockpit country in Trelawney. And the water is needed across the constituency. And so we are showing you Noisy River. So you can consider how you can prepare a proposal to have water harvested from Noisy River, treated and be piped to our communities. When they carry me around, they show me the roads. They show me the absence of internet connectivity in some areas. Farmers call me up into areas such as Epping Forest, and they show me how they have to carry yams on their heads, miles upon miles, to gain access to the main roadway to get to market. They show me their needs. So my constituency development plan incorporate these needs and visions and ideas that the people have. So I don't come imposing a vision on the people. but at the same time, I don't come empty. I come with my own vision and ideas to assist, but I listen to them and we incorporate and we come up with a constituency development plan because I provide the leadership and they show me the needs.
You know, I may have a vote. You know, I may have a vote in that constituency, sir.
You mean neighbor?
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
yes.
yes. You know a place called Grove Place, sir?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
Mr. Young, I attended the New Green All Age School, you know. You hear me, sir?
Okay.
Yes, I
That is
did.
good to know. Good to know.
Yes,
Good
yeah,
to know.
yeah. I know Northwest quite well.
Well, you know,
when you're having your meeting over around Grove Place,
when I have an appeal,
huh? He's
when
breaking
I have
up.
an appeal to people like you, I have an appeal. Okay, I have an appeal to people like you. Can you hear me?
I can
I
hear
hope
you.
you're hearing me.
Yes.
People like you and other persons of similar sympathy to the Jamaica Labour Party,
Sympathy,
and
sir?
people who have the best interests of Jamaica land. Yes, I suppose you have more than sympathies, but
No, sir.
people who have interest in seeing Jamaica reach her true potential, who live in the diaspora. I want to appeal to people like you to come back home, support the Jamaica Labour Party, vote in Northwest Manchester if your vote is here. Save us, save the people from a fourth term of Mikael Phillips' leadership, because his leadership is one that provides no transformational idea, that the people hardly can access him to respond to the myriad of challenges that they face. His leadership, as someone described it best for me, is a patchwork government kind of leadership. He runs in now because we're on the eve of the elections, and he starts to patch a few roads, and he puts it on social media. Every time he patch a pothole, he puts it on social media to now say, I am doing something. But the people's eyes are being opened. They realize that leadership is more than that, and they are demanding more than that in their leadership. The people of Northwest Manchester, I believe, are recognizing that leadership must be responsive, leadership must be proactive, leadership must have ideas that can transform constituencies, transform them socially, economically, and infrastructurally. Leadership is not just a title that you wear. Leadership is action. In order to be a good leader, you need to learn how to serve. But in order to serve, you need to learn how to serve. You need to be prepared.
Well, we're going to have to work on the connectivity issue in Northwest Manchester. Mr. Young is in Northwest Manchester and he's having some internet issues. I'm sure that that's something he will have to work on. Debbie?
I think he's driving to the funeral, that's what caused it.
Yeah. We have lost him. Mr. Young, thank you so much, sir. You can come again. And I should tell you, it's quite inspirational talking to you. I am saying without rancor that this is one of the most comprehensive, visionary, prospective members of parliament that I have ever spoken to. This man, Damion Young, is a man of substance. Not true, Mr. Crawford? Damion Crawford, I know you're listening. You're a man of substance too. The man understands. He makes the right connections.
True.
And you know if a man is making a connection, you see? Because he links challenges to opportunities. So he sees the challenges in the constituency. But he suggests that these challenges are opportunities for advancement. And I'm telling you, Dr. Holness, that if Damion Young wins the election, don't keep him on the backbench. Well, that is if you win the election, sir. If Damion Young wins Northwest Manchester, don't keep him on the backbench. He is a man with tremendous potential, because I think he understands the whole matter of opportunities for young people. Mr. Young, you're back?
Yes, I am sorry I got bumped off driving through a bad patch to a funeral. I hope you can hear me better.
Yes, sir. But with the little time we have, because we're going to have a wrap up with you now. I'm saying, Mr. Young, that I really...
Are you able to hear me now?
I am hearing you. I'm hearing you, sir. I'm hearing you. Are you hearing me, sir? Okay.
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
You're hearing me now. Yes, Mr. Young. Mr. Young, you were answering the question that constituency largely votes for the PNP, but you are saying that you believe that this time around it should go to the Labour Party, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely correct.
All right.
And we're doing the work to ensure that happens. We're doing the political work, right? We are doing, I don't want to say all of our strategies now, but we are doing the political work to make sure that happens. We are keeping...
Want to wish you all the best, Mr. Young. Want to wish you all the best.
We're engaging the people, and we believe for sure that after the polls...
Casey?
Yes, neighbor. Good morning.
You have Mr. Young, and you are projecting that Young has a good chance to win Northwest Manchester, correct?
Yes, neighbor. As I told him my last forecast, I see it now as 50-50, and that would be a testament of the work Damion Young have done, because never have we been 50-50 in Northwest Manchester going into a general election.
I don't know if you have been listening.
And I say 50-50 because I don't know if the voters who normally stay away from the democratic process will show up. But if they show up, they will be showing up for the difference. And Damion Young is the difference.
You have a strong feeling that Young is going to win this?
Yes, because I think he's the better candidate, and I think JLP is the party with the edge, the sharper edge.
Wow, you hear that, Mr. Young?
But it's one thing to say. I've listened to Mr. Young. I've seen his work, and one thing I can say. The JLP cannot get complacent in Northwest Manchester. It's a numbers game, and everybody will have to come out, because one thing for sure, the die-hard PNP will come out this election because they smell trouble. So Mikael Phillips don't really have to do anything for his die-hard PNP supporters to come out, because remember, they have been voting for nothing over the years.
Wow. Well, Mr. Young? He's on his way to some funeral.
Casey is so right. Mr. Neighbor. They are voting for nothing, absolutely nothing, and that is why the community run down and look destabilized and look like that. So it is, trust me, it's just unbearable to talk about. They are voting for nothing, neighbor, nothing. Just imagine that.
Wow. Wow. Well, we shall see. What we shall see, I think he has an excellent chance this time
Yes,
around.
man.
I
Yes,
think
man.
so.
Mr. Young is going to win. Mr. Young is going to win, neighbor. He's going to win.
You gonna make sure that.
All right.
Mato.
Yes.
Mato.
Yes.
I am saying this without bias. I have never heard a prospective member of parliament with such an excellent understanding of a constituency and what needs to
Hold
be.
right there. Hold right there. Hold right there. And neighbor, I believe every word and I feel every word that you said and how you said it. I believe you 100%. And just let me just go further and tell you this. Guess me what is, get me who and what make the change in Jamaica. You see, the young people, they made up dramatically turn around because tell you something what. Remember that all of we come from old people, mostly. And guess what? They used to say that this is son before we can't talk to them. I realize something, sir. Old people stuck in a them way. And you can't really talk to them head hard. So it's the young people them who definitely sees the changes, feel the changes, and because them educated more, because when you send your young daughter and send your young son to school, you send them to go learn, and once them go learn, you will still tell them something in the home. They don't quarrel with you, but them just laugh inside and know that no, what I go and learn, it is better. So the young people, them make the change, because look at Northwest Manchester. There's a lot of young people spread out over there, and trust me, when them say Damion Young, they approach him and deal with him just like all the people deal with the Prime Minister. People see the changes, people feel the changes, people want the changes, and people must get the changes.
Well, this man don't belong on no backbench. This man is a visionary.
Exactly.
Yes, him is a very impressive candidate.
Visionary man.
Yeah. Congratulations, Damion. Take care of yourself.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Bye-bye. We talk
I'm
again.
hearing you. Thank you very much for having me.
Big up yourself, the MP Damion. Big
Thank
up
you.
yourself. Team Mato. Big up yourself.
And Jabas.
Yes, I'm still here.
Yes, I hope we see you on Politics Plus
You can
again
hear-
before the election.
Mato is here to job boss. Mato is here. Team Mato.
All right. No.
Have a great day, sir.
Mato, enough respect. Good to
Every
hear from
time,
you.
every
Good to hear
time.
your voice.
Every time, sir.
God
Every
bless you,
time.
and keep up the great
Yes, sir.
work you're doing.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Even last
And
night,
let us-
even last night, I was on the platform talking about it. There's a lot of people know you, man.
Debbie?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Debbie?
Yes,
Debbie, are you part of the team in Northwest Manchester?
the same. I just changed my phone because the battery died on the other one.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to you. Yes, I am actually, and plays a major role in the campaign that's going on.
You are playing a major role in Mr. Young's campaign?
Yes, and as a matter of fact, as I said, this is the same person you were talking to earlier. But when Mr. Young when he came in 2021 for his election, I was one of those persons who he actually met, and we were on the road actually every single day. So we would have known, what the people are saying, the areas that needs to be developed, the young people that are calling him, meeting him, and say, "Sir, this is what I want." Yeah. Organizing the campaign now in terms of the workers list and everything, I'm actually dealing with that as it is.
Well, I think you have a fantastic candidate here. I've never spoken to Mr. Young before, but I am blown away with how impressive he is. I really am. I think that he is one of the best in the island now, and I'm not trying to be biased here. I think this man is exceptional in terms of his understanding of issues and what he wants to do for the people. And as I said earlier, what I find impressive about Mr. Young is Mr. Young does not see problems. He sees solutions. For Mr. Young, the glass is half full. Yes, and he is very impressive. A man like that deserves to be in Parliament. Yeah, and I tell you that he has no place on the backbench. If he wins Mr. Holness, puts him, if you can't give him a ministerial position, give him a state minister. Send him up to the Ministry of Social Security and let him provide opportunities for young people. He's a good find.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Debbie, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, man. Take care of yourself. And Mato? What?
Yes,
Shane.
sir.
A long time I not talk to Shane, you know. Shane, what go on?
Yes, neighbor.
Take care, Mato. Next time.
All the best to you, neighbor. Big up yourself. Love and respect every time.
Can't give me a little of work, man. Me a Tyler, you know.
One job, boss. Damion Young.
Mato. Yes. 12 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Carl?
Yes, sir, neighbor. What's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, what are your views about this MP candidate here, Damion Young? Listen to him. You listen to him?
Yes, I've listened to him. I'm very impressed. And a matter of fact, I'm very much familiar with that constituency too. I've worked in that constituency. I heard you mention over the period that you're from Grove Place. I know Grove Place quite well. It's a main road that is a community that just outside of Mile Gully. You know?
That's Bottom Grove Place.
Bottom Grove Place, yeah. I used to work there. They But having heard from him first on this morning, I kind of changed my perspective. And I was just about to say that KC is spot on. But I think now listening to him is only a pity that, our people does not see good. We tend to vote along party lines. This is not good in some instances. But I just want to address something that KC said. I think Casey have to kind of I'm getting a vibe. I'm getting a Yes, you hear me, neighbor?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead. Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
I'm saying I think Casey need to move it from a 50-50, which is a 50-50 is good because going into election into that constituency a 50-50 chances, a 50% chance for the Labour Party is still good, knowing that it's a predominantly People's National Party constituency. But I just think, having listening to him this morning, I am tend to give him the edge. Based on
have you ever heard Carl, you are a man that have been around the politics. Have you ever heard a member of parliament so comprehensively go across his constituency and present solution for every problem?
No, I haven't heard it. And I heard him mention about the farmers.
Yes.
I heard him mention about the skill. Yeah, that training center, right?
And remember, this is a rural constituency,
Right. But the only thing that let me tell you about that constituency too. You have a place in that constituency by the name of Duck Pond, and you leave Comfortal going up that you're going to you don't reach Balaclava, you don't go to Comfortal, you go the other side and go to a place called St. Paul's, like you're going towards Kencham Farm. those are the rural parts, and that is where the People's National Party have most of its support. So Damion Young is mostly attracting the younger folks, but the older folks, they are set in their ways, and I don't know if they're going to see it necessary to come out and vote for the Labour Party. But what I can tell you, based on what I've heard from him this morning, it looked like he have a good chance pulling in the younger voters and the middle-aged voters. But the older voters, they're in the rural part of that constituency, they tend to stick to vote for the People's National Party, because they just vote based on the party love. They're not people that looking for anything per se. They just want the party to be in power. But I think based on what I've heard this morning, I think he has an outstanding chance of flipping the seat this time around. If it's a 50-50 chance, that's what Casey is saying. If the election day, the result is going towards the Labour Party in a strong type of way, I expect him to come out victorious.
True. Yes, that's right. Captain, don't move car. Captain? It's spicy. Spicy? No. Captain? No. Well, you're gone then. Let's disconnect those, and let's disconnect this. Yes, and let's see if we have anyone else here. All right. All right. June. All right. All right. All right. Oh, he's not. John?
So, Carl.
Yes, sir.
I won't be able to make it tomorrow, but say hi to Ambassador Mark Sammy.
I'm not in the country at this moment. I'm overseas.
Okay. What are you waiting on?
Waiting on the date to call, man.
I thought you were okay. I'll text you and tell you the date so you can book your flight.
All right. Yeah, neighbor. What I want to say to you, see, there are four main divisions in that constituency. There's a Mile Gully division, there's a Greenvale division, there's a Spur Tree division, and there is the John Zal division. Now, when it comes to I'm not sure where the Labour Party vote is in that constituency, but I know that Mr. Young, he has been the representative from the last parliamentary elections. I think he's familiar with the seat, but he has to spread his wings. It's a somewhat of a big constituency. I don't know if he's in touch with the Spur Tree division and the Greenville. Well, the Greenville division is like a garrison. The Greenville is like a garrison. They're not going to change that easily. But I think he should target more people from the John Zal division and from the Spur Tree division. My goal is a strong PNP bastion too. But all in all, if he can get the support of the middle-aged to younger voters and hope that the older voters doesn't see it necessary to come out, I think he's on a good chance this evening. And I tend to agree with Casey that if the Labour Party have a 50-50 chance of winning Northwest Manchester, I think they are going to win the elections and down. Because the People's National Party to regain state power, they have to carry Northwest Manchester. And if they're not winning Northwest Manchester, probably they're not going to win Central Manchester and Northeast Manchester without a doubt. That seat is going back to the Labour Party. I think Ajma there is a good find. She looks to me like a people person and she's listening. I heard that she's about to get some water tanks for the disillusioned workers, just to bring them back in the fold and to galvanize the support back to the Labour Party base, because last parish council election we lost the Christiana division and we lost the Wallaston division. So if we can, with the Wallaston division, that's pretty much vote PNP. But if we can get back the Christiana division if we can galvanize back the support, back to the Christian division, and we have the Craig division, I think I expect her to win over 1,000 votes in the
Yes,
next.
and Mr. Shaw have joined the campaign.
Yes, I saw him. I saw him yesterday.
He's back on the island.
Yes, I saw him yesterday in that video. So yeah. So it looking good. And neighbor, he alluded to something yesterday in terms of the election date, time frame, and I was thinking about it yesterday afternoon. And I think you have. And I don't want to repeat what you have said, but I think I'm tending to agree with you where your time frame. If you can remember what you have said today. I think you're spot on with the time frame. After calling off election is concerned. I think I tend to agree with you. I'm not going to repeat it here.
Yes. Yeah, but it is interesting. Where though, Carl? Because when I'm looking at the divisions here in Northwest, I'm looking at the PNP's performance in the local elections. Where you think the Labour Party strength is? You said my gully is Casey probably could listen in and help us. You said my gully is strong. I see where John's Hall is much closer. New Green 50-50. Well, not 50. The PNP is well there, and Spur 3 even further. Young is going to have to pull from all of these divisions, Carl.
Yes, definitely. Or reduce the margin in some of those divisions. Because you see, the reason why I have it like that, because the seat has been has been voting PNP for such a long time. It's going to be somewhat difficult to have one of those divisions fully supporting the Labour Party. But I'm saying this time around, with the vision that this young man has, it's going to be difficult for people not to galvanize around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they really mean themselves good, because you see that there's a community center right at the New Green roundabout there. I think I heard Adi and Pate talking about it too, that he wants some renovation work there.
Just after you come up the Winston Jones Highway there.
Right. Just before you reach a New Green roundabout. And you make the left turn going into Mandeville, right?
Yes.
Well, based on what I've seen when I was there over the period, I don't see much activity going on there, and it's a nicely built structure.
Yes,
it's a nicely built structure. So, if Damion Young, I said, it's only a pity that we think a certain type of way, but I think based on his vision, without a shadow of a doubt, he should be given the opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you are saying that as a non-partisan statement, just based on what he has in his mind for the people.
Oh, definitely.
Yes,
definitely, man. Yeah. If you ask some of these members of parliament, right, vying for a seat, to articulate a vision that they has for the constituency, they do not have one so profound as a Damion Young, and some of them are even second time, third time MP.
I doubt some of them would be able to come up here and answer any questions, sir.
Yeah, you understand? So it's only a pity. There we have about 2 months left, somewhere there 2 to 3 months left, and if you can go around and and it looks to me that he has been traveling the constituency too, and every issue you have an answer for, you know what I mean, which is good,
Yeah. Debbie, you joining us?
Yes, but I'm listening. I'm clear and I'm listening. But I would say so it's a New Green division and not a Greenville division. It's really a New Green.
Sorry, New Green. Sorry.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't use the local government result to judge Mr. Young, because again, as I said before, the persons will vote for Mr. Young, but they're not going to vote for the councillor. And based on the results before, say his Mr. Young last election, The stronger areas that we can get voters out to maximize would have been in the Spiritual division and in the John's Hall, the Mile Gully.
Yes,
you know,
I did say that, Debian. I did say that. Those two
right,
divisions.
those
Right.
two divisions are what. But based on what he have done over the past 4 years, it's right across. You're getting the feedback from right across the 4 division. You're getting purses from right across the 4 division, which is the young people. And yes, you're right about the older folks, guys. I remember one man said to me, say, me old now, nobody try to change me, but see young man out there, so go talk to him. He might doing work, but me an old man. So you'll find that it's the young people who are really coming out and responding to the call as it is right now.
Yes, Carl?
Yes, neighbor. Yes, neighbor. I was about to make that distinction about the New Green instead of Greenville, in terms of the division and in terms of the vote of the local election. Please remember that Damion Young was not really on any of the ballot, and the councillors are actually seen different from the MP candidate, and even the MP in Northwest Manchester is seen different from Mikael Phillips. From the MP, Mikael Phillips is seen different from the councillor. So if you look at the results in 2020, you would have seen that Damion Young got more votes in 2020, way more votes in all of these divisions, at least 500 more than the candidate would have gotten in 2024 in the local government election. And based on the mood in the constituency, he's about to build on that.
Yeah, so
And
the 4,879 that he got in 2020, all the council candidates put together did not muster that.
Did not give him right.
Yeah, yes. It wasn't 500 more, but he got more vote than all those councillors put together. And I think if you look at the numbers, the party base in the constituency normally comes out in our local government election. And what that shows you, that with the exception of the party base, Mikael Phillips and the PNP don't have other voters in Northwest Manchester.
Yes?
Because their result in previous election, general election, would have mirrored the result in terms of the numbers in the local government election last year.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So it's up to Team Damion Young, Debbie.
Yes.
Debian, it's up to Team Damion Young to up the numbers.
Yes.
Because I think Mikael Phillips and the PNP are stuck where they are in terms of the numbers. But there is no doubt they will come with a number of around 6,500.
That's what I was saying, Casey. I was saying the same thing. I don't see them improve on their number that they have there. But
And you're there in the constituency.
pardon me?
You're there in the constituency.
I'm on the road every day. We are on the road.
And you don't see a new voter declaring PNP.
I am not seeing. In fact, I can come in and do a personal vote polling, and based on what the result that we get back out of 1,500 persons, you're not seeing nowhere where there's a new person come and say, unless they are coming from a diehard.
Sorry, would you mind sharing the results of the poll?
So we did a poll.
No, you don't really have to.
Okay. Yes. So
But Casey, all right.
yes.
Yes.
Right.
But what I want to
Can
say,
text it
Debian,
to you after.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. But I want to say, Debian and Casey,
Unless it's coming from dieharded, and even though they're coming from dieharded, on the road, you're finding persons who are young people, and they're saying to us, I am coming from a dieharded PNP home. And I am saying to my mother, why are you still voting PNP? Because I don't see what have happened. They want to make the change. You know, a lot of persons coming and they're saying, I
You
used
know,
to
a
vote
lot
PNP,
of
but why
persons
do I
coming
get
and
displaced to vote?
I
I
used to
have
vote
to make the
PNP, but why do
change.
I get to vote?
Try to
I
move here
have to
tonight.
make the change.
Right. I am not seeing where their numbers is going to increase. Really.
But Debian,
Yes.
If KC is giving, and I believe him, and I think he's spot on, if he's giving that seat a 50-50 chance, a 50% chance for the Labour Party to win, that is telling me that there's a split in the People's National Party support base. Wider base throughout the constituency.
Right,
So it's
right.
a 50-50 chance the Labour Party is going to edge out the Mikael Phillips, because that would have meant that the base of the People's National Party is divided.
It's divided. Which I see that in a conference that they keep in Medstone the other day. Normally when they keep conference in Medstone, the whole place blocked. And I see where, you know, the few persons were there. But what they are using now, though, in a case, is that they are using the foundation of light to go around. And so we have to be going out on the road, like, you know, every day more than what we used to do to try and counteract those lies that are that they're spreading.
Well, unfortunately, it is the part of the politics. And when you're faced up, when you're up against a Jamaica Labour Party who have done so good in government, and then you're up against a challenger in Damion Young that seem to have all the answers and doing all the right things.
The immigration officer them, the harassment.
The truth will not take you anywhere. So you would have to come up with a campaign strategy, and that will involve lies. So I think that Team Damion Young should have foreseen that, and you should be embracing those imminent. You get them? Sure. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so you should be foreseeing that and planning for that. It's a part of the game.
Right, right.
People don't remember the lies after the election, you know. That's why lie wins so much election.
They don't remember the lies and the promise.
No, a lot of people don't remember. A lot of people do this for fun, you know. What they want to do is jump and celebrate after the election. They don't really care about much of it. Yeah. Yes, so they will be coming out with the lies, and expect more lies, because sit down and strategize. Will the truth help them? Will they come out of a strategic meeting and decide that they are going to tell the truth, that the people of Northwest Manchester have been underrepresented, and Damion Young have all the answer and Mikael Phillips doesn't seem to have none? How will that help the PNP campaign? They will not be speaking the truth. Exactly. And it goes from the top to the bottom. That's the strategy of the PNP, to twist the truth or just be creative by telling lies.
Right.
Remember, you know, Damien Crawford was a part of a PNP campaign. I hope you're listening, Mr. Crawford, who promised the Jamaican people in 2011 that when the PNP win, they will be having money in their pockets because people are broke. And then after the campaign, he wanted to start his one household per 1 degree per household plan, and plans like that will take years to come to fruition. And he didn't even get the chance to go back 2016 as the standard year. So you have to be careful the foundation of which you try to build your success. So just keep on spreading the word, countering the lies with the truth, and explain to the people so they can understand. You also have a job to do as an educator in educating the people so they understand governance more, because a lot of the people are clueless as to what they are supposed to vote for.
You know, one of the things that we face is that persons are saying to us, is labor right in a power? So how Mr. Phillips to get money? So one of the things that we learned is that they were going around telling persons that they don't receive money from the government because of them prime minister in power. And so I
Yes,
realized
and
that a lot of persons not understanding the political part aspect of it very well. And so we have to go around try to tell him
as a matter of fact, that's a strategy.
yes.
It is
It's a strategy. Yes.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Because every member of parliament have access to the CDF.
To the CDF. And so
Right.
we have to be going around now, I tell people, so listen, this is what they are receiving. This is what he gets, even though Andrew Holness is the government, he is still receiving the money.
But you know what they done in Casey? I heard Rhoda Crawford, right?
Yeah.
And she says that most of the things that not most, some of the things that she have done in her constituency is not through really government per se. No, she says she write that agency, and she garner funds to do some of the things that she would have not gotten money to do. It's just a matter of being resourceful and just have the people's interest at heart. Because most members of parliament now, especially on the opposition side, is going to tell that their party has been in opposition for 2 terms now, 9 years plus, and therefore their hands are tied, which is not true. Which is not true. And a lot of people willing, who are not really learned and who don't follow the system would tend to believe that, because that is what we have grown to know, that once a party in power, the party look out for their members of parliament and their interests only, and if you fall on the opposition side, there's nothing for you. That is no longer the case. That has been changed from as far back as 2007 when Bruce Golding brought in the CDF, the Constituency Development Fund, and there are other resources members of parliament have access to without even going towards the CDF. So it's a matter of some of them just being lazy. You understand what I mean? Some of them are just lazy, and just because they can sell that message, and get them out, get people to think that they are trying their best, but nothing is being done. They're just using that as a strategy, to appease people and not show their non-performance, But when I look at the last Dananis poll, when the question was asked to the respondents, especially the ones that supported the People's National Party, and when it was asked them why you want to vote in the People's National Party, the majority of them, 29.1%, said that they just get rid of the government for no apparent reason whatsoever. They just want, They just want to get rid of the government.
Right, which is true.
Yes, they're not saying that, listen, we want this to be done, now we want that to be done, They're not saying that.
Mark you. Our thing that we did, Paul, is within the young people that Mr. Young has been targeting, who has been training for the past 4.5 years. Those are the persons who would have done the poll with, and the respond, we get back our thing from it. So when I look at it, and I'm saying to myself, but I can understand Miguel. When him come out, and these are not one of the best thing ever happen is social media come out, because people have social media and getting access to information now, rather than before, when you have to be taking a second-hand information, or you go to a meeting and they tell you this and you say yes, I hit that. You are able to see it and research it for yourself now. And that is something that is killing the whole thing. I heard him on a platform 2 weeks ago or so saying that, Mr. Young went to RADA and how him a quarrel with rather officers them to get the fertilizers. And when they give him the fertilizer, him take it and sell it to the people. Them. I be like,
Yes, I heard about it.
I have to say to him, say, no, but hold on, aren't you the MP? How that happen? You're the MP, you run rather. How does that work? So these things is just
And that goes to show you too, if Damion Young, right, that is not the official member of parliament, can get that done. Right? What that says about you as a sitting member of parliament. Paul was going into a fourth term now? Four terms now?
This would have been his fourth term.
Right. Yeah. What that says about you. See, and that goes back to the argument that when they come out and say that he's in opposition, so there's nothing he can do. Then it just showing himself up now, because this is a man here now that is not representing the constituency and is proving that he can get things done. So that is just showing you up as a non-performer.
Right,
you know?
right,
and
right.
People know that he's not. People know that guy is a non-performer, you know, but it's just because of traditions, you know.
Traditional. But I think there is going to be really a surprise here in Manchester. It is going to be, because when you're on the ground, like yesterday we were in Greenville, and you know, the other day, as we were driving through the other day, and a young lady said, she can't be more than a young girl. She can't be more than 8. Mr. Young was driving and I was in the front, and the window was up, and he said, Mr. Young. And he went on the window. When he went on the window, she can't be more than 8. He said, how you a pass me so? I mean, we literally have to stop. And call her and say, come here. Where are you from? He said, over. She'd say her mother name. And she stayed and said, how do you learn about Mr. Young? He said, yes, I hear everybody talking about Mr. Young. And I meet him one time. And I'm like, if the children can hear and have that reception, much more the older one. We're in Greenville, and the reception that we got yesterday was good. People on the ground were saying, listen, I didn't vote and this time and I didn't vote that time, but I want to meet you. I need to know you. I need to know who I'm voting for. And we're out there. We're putting out a lot of work to get it done.
Yeah. So what about your enumeration process?
We have been enumerating from as way back as the last election run. We started with the enumeration process.
Okay.
We have enumerate. We have sent vehicles for persons. We have, I have picked up persons with my own vehicle to drop them off, bring them back. The young ones that just leave school and as they turn 18, we make sure we grab those and set them there. But so we are hoping. Well, we know that we have done a lot, and with only losing by 700, we should be across it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think if the people are thinking, and they want better, they should give them a chance. Don't watch that 700. 700 is not a lot, and they used to win that constituency by well over 2,000 votes.
Right.
So if if the people, based on what I'm hearing, and I've been seeing a lot of people's National Party supporters coming over to the Labour Party side. I saw a couple of when I went on Mr. Young YouTube social media page, I saw he baptized a couple of comrades.
Yeah, man. I mean, all right. So how it happened, and I too is amazed of this thing, because when they come to the office, a lot of time, as I said, we are at the office on a Wednesday, and we open on a Wednesday. And when we go to the office, we are not seeing less than 70 persons per day. It's 100 and odd. And I am saying this to you, it is not just labor, right? I know that we have PNP come there. And when they come there, they're not hiding. They're saying, listen, this is a party I normally support. But I want to give Mr. Young a chance because I see what he have done. My child benefited from him. And, they come and they say, listen, sir, I'm not afraid to let the public know that I am giving you my support. And so they will do the videos and they will make their comment. And sometimes it's just funny to see them. But, I think it's a good thing having so much of them come out publicly to say, yes, we are on board.
So let me ask you this. Mr. Young lives in the constituency?
Well, he lives here. He have a place in New Acre. Yeah.
Oh, that's crucial, you know.
Yes.
That's it. I used to remember when Dean Peart used to be the member of parliament for that seat. I was working on a road by the name of Greenville, from New Green to Balaclava, on a place called from St. Paul's to Balaclava. And I was a young guy then, you know. And when I watch how he goes about in the constituency, those people love him and they love him, and he wasn't really a performing minister. Well, he do some roles in the constituency too, you know. But when I realized the psychology of those people just love Mr. Peart because traditionally they vote PNP, you know. So I'm saying just like over in Northeast Manchester, where we have this new member of parliament now, it's best for them to be close to the constituency, because those seats those rural, especially those two seats are not seats that they can visit once per week. You know what I mean?
As it
Especially
is,
first
though,
term
I can
MP.
tell you this. Mr. Young coming Northwest, he haven't taken a break. He
Okay.
have not take a break from him coming to Northwest, and you know he has been able to reach people. That's one of the things that people love. He's able to reach. They can call him, and he will be at any function. He can make himself available. He have not taken a break once. As it is, election is coming now. Well, when I said to him, sir, because when he come here, he wasn't living in Northwest, and I said, sir, you have to make yourself in the constituency if that's what you want. So you need to find a place in Northwest Manchester that you stay.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
you know, he get a place here, and that's where he stays. Most of the time he will go to, because you know him having business. And so I said, okay, we'll give you on a Monday. You go to your business place. You make sure everything is in place at your business place. But you have to be in the constituency at least 4 days out of the week. You have to be there
Exactly.
Tuesday, Wednesday, you have to be at your office. And so we didn't have say at office, but right after his election, we opened that office. And from that day that office opened, every Wednesday he's there, unless there's an emergency. And when he goes to that office, he's there to meet majority of young people. I hear them say things we hand out.
Yeah.
But I mean, people will say he's
I've
there.
been hearing about him for some time, but I didn't really pay much attention because I know the voting pattern of that constituency.
Yes,
But
yes.
more and more people are, you know, speaking about this Damion Young, and I was even saying to Casey at one point that listen, that seat is going to remain in the People's National Party column. But having listening to him this morning,
Right.
but I was sensing that there's somewhat of a shift in that constituency. I was sensing that because with the overselling of Mr. Young, I wouldn't say oversell, but people keep on talking about him. But I know how our people are, you know, we tend to vote traditionally. But having heard him this morning and some of the vision, I think you know, I would give him, if it's a 50-50 chance, I think he's going to come out on head. And it's a 50-50 chance. That means that the base of the People's National Party in that seat constituency has shifted somewhat towards Mr. Young. You know, not towards the Labour Party, no, we're not. We're essentially towards the Labour Party, but to Mr. Young. I think they're going to vote for him based on him himself and not so much the party. Same thing in Northeast St. Elizabeth. It does Mr. Slowly, you know, why we want that seat. You know, it's not so much Labour Party, but it's the representative of the seat. You know, and if you can maintain that, momentum going into the election 2-3 months from now, I think it's an outstanding chance of winning the seat. And I'm going to watch the space as of now and see, you know, if the trend continues.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. we just have to get the organization, which is what we have putting together in terms of the workers list. You know, it's always an issue when it comes down to that sector, and so we are working hard, very hard where that is concerned, getting that in place. Because I think persons mostly, because it's as you said, it's a PNP thing. People really never see the need of, and then it's say we now go, we not done, and that's it. But no, seeing what is happening, I tell you this: Mr. Young have trained those young people that he have trained. I've never seen young people coming up, stepping up to base to see over 100 young people coming to say, I want to work for you in your election. I want to help make you win. And these are persons who we have trained in the programs. So when you find it like that, you find that a lot of young people, and they will have influence on their friends, you know?
Yes. I was about to say the same thing.